Hey guys, what's up? It's me, the Cubing Bear, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're unboxing a bunch of new cubes from the Cubicle.us, including the new WRM version 10 and the GAN 14 Mag Pro. Let's get started. Oh shoot, this could be it. This is resisting me. Domain expansion. Cube unboxing. This is insane. Alright, so check it out. This is what we have in the box right now. Okay, so we got a WRM Pro GAN 14 MagLev edition, a Angstrom Alfu 7x7, and Angstrom Volk 5, 2 strands, 2 forms of cubicle Angstrom Dignitas and Gravitas, Max Fleet and Max Command, and of course a huge amount of cubicle weight 5 and 10 cc's of cubicle Mystic. Okay, so we have a lot of things here to kind of keep a track of, and you know, things we want to unbox. So we're just gonna go ahead and put these in order. And you know what, I really want to get into, I want to unbox the big cubes last, so we're gonna leave those for last, and we're just gonna get started with the 3x3. So let's go ahead and start off with what the most anticipated cube here, which is the GAN 11M Pro. Okay, so here we have the box right here. So we got in the box, we have this this GAN bag, and this is like get a little of that, and it also comes with this little screw thingy. I guess this is to take out the GES nuts and to, you know, take out the center. I guess that's the tool that we would use. But putting this is a nice box, but putting the box out of the way and just getting right into just the cube right here, this is what we have. And so let's go ahead and just kind of dive into a little bit deeper to it, and we reveal ourselves to this. Kind of looks very similar to the X-Man's cube. If we look at it side by side compared to the X-Man, it looks like the red is darker on the X-Man, green is darker, orange is brighter on the X-Man, blue is just about the same, whites are the same, yellow a little bit more vibrant on the X-Man. So the X-Man's a little bit more vibrant, but I don't think that's really gonna make a difference here. But yeah, this cube feels quite interesting. It feels quite nice. It feels nice. It feels good. I like the matte finish on this 3x3. I think it suits it very nicely. But now we're gonna get started with some first turns, and we're really gonna dive in and see, is this cube really, you know, is this cube worth it? Oh my god, I just did a U4. Cube is pretty loose. I'm just gonna say that right off the bat. The cube is pretty loose. Oh, it's actually not tensioned loose, but the cube feels loose, if that kind of makes sense. It's also very clacky, and this is extremely dry. Like, I don't think there's any lube. I guess there is a little bit of lube, but there's just like, the stock lube really doesn't help it, like, at all, which is kind of interesting and, you know, kind of weird. But I mean, first impressions here is that the cube feels it feels dry, clacky. So the cube feels good. It feels loose. It feels strange. It's properly tensioned, but it feels really, really loose. But it doesn't feel loose to the point where you feel like it's gonna explode. It feels stable but loose at the same time. It's a really weird feeling. It's giving like a 7 out of 10 right now, and you know, hopefully it can get a little bit better. But it definitely doesn't feel like it could be my main. But you know, we'll go ahead and test out a lot of stuff later on. But that's kind of our first impression here. Yeah, I'm really impressed by how stable it feels while it being loose. Let's go ahead and move on to our next cube. We're gonna unbox the Moyu WRM v10. Back in my old days of cubing, I guess, I remember the WRM was kind of a new released cube until I stopped cubing. So ever since I stopped cubing and came back, there's been 10 other versions of this cube. So I am a little bit hesitant. So it comes in this very nice shiny box. So this is what the cube came with. This is a really strange looking screwdriver, but that's what the WRM comes with, and I guess it's pretty cool, but kind of strange. Let's unbox it. Let's take it out of its packaging. Oh, it's interesting. Kind of thought that. Okay, but here's the cube. So I'm actually pretty excited about this cube because, you know, as I said before, this is another really good budget cube in the mid-range price range, and you know, it's set to compete with the GAN 14. And you know, right now I'm in my search for the best 3x3 on the market. You know, this new one that just came out, it seems like a pretty good alternative to buying a GAN 14. So we're gonna go ahead and see if that is the case or not. And already, wow, take a look at that. That looks, I guess that's the UV coating, but that looks really shiny. So you guys can take a little better look from the glare of my light. Let's get into some first turns. Okay, I have a few things to say. All right, so first of all, I think this is one of the very few cases where UV coating kind of made the cube a little bit too grippy. I feel like it's catching on like every time my skin makes contact with the cube. So it's kind of messing me up when I get a turn that's moving without me wanting to turn it yet, but the force that I'm pushing on it is making it go really fast. So I guess that's the MagLev or the ball core. So something that's different about this cube compared to like something like the GAN is that this uses MagLev, while this uses a ball core technology. So it doesn't have a standard core as something you would see on the GAN or on something like the Tornado V3. So this ball core is making the turns kind of accelerate a little bit after you flick it. So that's kind of making me lose control a little bit. It also doesn't help the fact that the cube, just like the GAN, this is like so I would say this is a slightly loose puzzle. So it feels almost as loose as the GAN does, but slightly less. And it still maintains, but the thing about this compared to this one is that even though this is extremely loose, right? Even though this is extremely loose when I turn it, this one maintains wobbliness while being loose. So it feels a little bit more unstable than I would want it to if I was using the GAN. So already right off the bat, it seems the GAN has a little bit more stability and this kind of has a little bit more wobbliness. In terms of how it feels more clacky and more hollow. Just like with the GAN, I'm going to really have to set this up, especially these two, angstrom glue bit and everything, to really get it down to how I like it and really see just how good these cubes are. But WRM, I give it a 6 out of 10 just from initial impressions. But yeah, definitely not really wanting to be my main just from the feeling alone, but we'll see what lube can do to it and some proper tensioning, because these cubes are meant to be really good flagship cubes, and I'm excited to see how I can break their potential. All right, so we just tested out the WRM v10. Let's go ahead and check out let's see, angstrom or cubicle. I will check out the 7. Yeah, let's check out the Volk 5. Here is the cube. All right, the Volk angstrom Volk 5. Now I really like the clacky and sharp feeling of the original Volk 3M, and I'm kind of hoping that I can kind of get that from this 5x5. I really like stable, sharp, clacky type cubes that feel plush and soft on the inside. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to feel from this 5x5. So with that being said, let us get started. All right. So this cube is kind of what I was expecting. When, you know, every time you get an angstrom cube, it comes out like pretty dull, you know, thick, but the feeling is exactly what I wanted from a Vogue cube. So this cube feels not clacky, it feels clunky. So thick and chunky. So thick and clacky at the same time makes clunky. So this feels like a really thick clacky sound. So I can feel that the cube inside does not feel hollow. Everything feels dense. I love the way that the feeling when it glides each other. It's kind of like a combination of a Dian Tengyun to combine with a WRM in terms of the outer layers. They don't feel buttery, they feel bumpy. And I really like that bumpy, blocky feel. So I think it feels really nice on the cube. It's already starting to get better just from that initial solve I just did of it. And I feel like it's getting a lot better right now. But first impression right now, it feels really good. The inner layers feel a little bit sluggish. They feel kind of slow. So I really hope that they can speed up just a little bit. Maybe say D&M will save it from that aspect. But other than that, it feels, you know, really nice. I think that it has potential. Definitely. This cube came out maybe like 5 years ago, but feeling it now, I mean, it still feels like a very top cube. And now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and take a look at now. So this is the Alfu 7x7 WRM. I originally had the original Alfu, the OG one, when it first came out, and I love that cube a lot, but you know, times have changed. I don't have a 7x7 to solve with anymore. So this has kind of been the main contender for me. And we can see, wow, this cube feels actually pretty small. It's just a little tiny bit bigger than a 5x5. This is going to be the next part of my N by N line. I really want to get into big cubes and 7x7. So this is kind of what we have to test out. So without further ado, let's check out some first turns. All right, it feels really good. Outer layers, probably the most stable I ever felt from any big cube. Really good outer layers. The magnets don't really feel that strong, surprisingly. They're not really strong magnets. Can't really feel it. You can kind of feel it when you're turning slow. You feel it the most on the inner layers, and the outer layers are kind of just there to provide a little bit of stability, and that's about it. Just to provide that stability and keep the puzzle as free-flowing as possible. So the angstrom loop feels really good on here. The Dignitas and Gravitas, I think it did a really good job. The Lubico Black, I can feel really made the at least the outer layers really nice to turn, and it doesn't feel like it's that much of a straining cube to use for long practice sessions. So I think that the Dignitas and Gravitas did a really good job here. It made the inner layers feel like really sluggish and slow, but I think that, you know, with a little bit more, I think that with me doing like a couple solves on here, I will be able to, you know, get that Dignitas and Gravitas to really break in and really just feel the full speed of the puzzle, because it feels a little bit slow right now, but I think that'll change with time. And you know, I definitely see potential in this being, you know, my main. I mean, of course it will be my main. It's my only 7x7, but I think this is the best 7x7 in the market. So I think that Moyu WRM, 9 out of 10, really good cube. I love these outer layers, and I just need to break in the cube now. Very nice. But yeah, guys, that's been our unboxing of the GAN 14 Pro, the Moyu WRM version 10, the Vogue 5, and the Moyu Alfu WRM angstrom version. So Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments below what kind of tests you want me to look out for with these 2 cubes, these 3x3s. I will be doing a huge comparison with these 4 3x3s, as well as a 3-way comparison with the Volk 5, GAN 5x5, and the X-Man Design 5x5. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this huge massive unboxing, and I hope that you guys enjoyed watching the video. If you guys like this video, be sure to go ahead and give it a like. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications. Let me know what your main 3x3 to 7x7 line is, and I will see you all in the next video. It's a Cucumber out. Peace out, guys.